Welcome everyone to Meditation Mount. It's wonderful to have you join us for this full moon meditation in the solar sign of Gemini with the moon in Sagittarius. So because we are in different parts of the world, even though we share one virtual space, let's bring ourselves together and create a field of coherence. And I was thinking that when an orchestra is about to play a symphony or a piece of music, it attunes and they sound the note A, and everybody tunes their instruments to A. So that's what I would like to do today. I have a tuning fork, and instead of being tuned to 440 hertz, this particular tuning fork is tuned to 432 hertz, which is the true A. So imagine ourselves as this orchestra of souls, bringing ourselves into resonance with each other. And I will sound the tuning fork, and we will begin our process of coming into coherence. And as this note reverberates throughout our being, let us bring ourselves closer to each other by going inside the heart center, sensing the love that lives at the heart of each one of us. And we join our many hearts together to create this one light-hearted and heart-lighted field of connectivity. It is the note of love that resounds throughout the universe and to which we are called to attune our lives. And this will be the focus of the Festival of Goodwill, which is today. So we've actually arrived at the third of the three major festivals of the spiritual year that began in the fire sign of Aries with Easter and its theme of regeneration and resurrection. And then last month, we continued in the earth sign of Taurus with the Wesak Festival and the blessing of the earth by the Buddha. And now we culminate in the air sign of Gemini with the Festival of Goodwill, or the Festival of Humanity. And this is a deep call to service, a deep call to love. The ruling planets of Gemini are Mercury, the esoteric or the exoteric ruler, Venus, which is the esoteric ruler, and the Earth, the hierarchical ruler. So you have Mercury, Venus, and Earth. And it's interesting to note that in the future, this will be the triangle through which the Earth works. Earth, Venus, Mercury. At the moment, the triangle that governs the energy of our lives on Earth is Earth, Mars, and Mercury. So that's the shift that we're moving into a long time from now. But it's interesting that we have a sense of what that is with these three planets in Gemini. But there's only one ray pouring through this important zodiacal sign, and that is the second ray of love wisdom. So the ray of love wisdom infuses today's Festival of Goodwill with the energy of love. And we know that goodwill is the primary expression of divine love upon earth. And therefore, our meditation today can help amplify the frequency of love within the auric field of humanity. Love not only is the glue that holds all things together, but it's the synthesizing energy that unites the pairs of opposites within each of us. And this sign, which is ruled by the heavenly twins, Castor and Pollux, is a sign of duality in which the pairs of opposites may be resolved. And the motto of Gemini reflects its twofold nature. I recognize my other self, and in the waning of that self, I grow and glow. I recognize my other self, and in the waning of that self, I grow and glow. So an ancient legend tells that at the time of this full moon, Christ gives again the last sermon of the Buddha that explains the cause of suffering and how to overcome it, thus linking the full enlightenment of the pre-Christian era and the wisdom of the Buddha to the cycle of distribution of the energy of love for which Christ is responsible as, quote, eldest in a great family of brothers and sisters, quote. So here is a synthesis of the Buddha's last sermon that is read today. Herein, O Ananda, let a brother, as he dwells in the body, so regard the body that he, being strenuous, thoughtful, and mindful, may, whilst in the world, overcome the grief which arises from the body's cravings. While subject to sensations, let him continue so to regard the sensations that he, being strenuous, thoughtful, and mindful, may, whilst in the world, overcome the grief which arises from the sensations. And so also, when he thinks or reasons or feels, let him so regard his thought that, being strenuous, thoughtful, and mindful, he may, whilst in the world, overcome the grief which arises from the craving due to ideas or due to reasoning or to feeling. Those who either now or after I am dead shall be a lamp unto themselves, relying upon themselves only and not relying upon any external help, but holding fast to the truth as their lamp, and seeking their salvation in the truth alone, shall not look for assistance to anyone besides themselves. It is they, Ananda, among my bhikshus, who shall reach the very topmost height. But they must be anxious to learn. My age is now full ripe. My life draws to its close. I leave you. I depart, relying on myself alone. Be earnest then, O brethren, holy, full of thought. Be steadfast in resolve. Keep watch o'er your own hearts. Who wearies not, but holds fast to his truth and law, shall cross the sea of life, shall make an end of grief. When the light of gnosis has dispelled the darkness of ignorance, when all existence has been seen as without substance, peace ensues when life draws to an end, which seems to cure a long sickness at last. Everything, whether stationary or movable, is bound to perish in the end. Be ye therefore mindful and vigilant. The time for my entry in nirvana has now arrived. These are my last words. So that, if you like, was just an encapsulation of the Buddha's last sermon. And the Buddha and the Christ are far more than just religious personages. We hold them to be great exemplars and way showers for our own evolutionary journey, because they've achieved that which we seek to and aspire to achieve. And they reached a degree of mastery and became embodiments and light and love, respectively. So you could say that the Christ and Buddha are like the two pillars of Gemini, the sign that is a cosmic gateway for the forces of Sirius, which is where love enters into our solar system, to permeate its lower self, which is our solar system, infusing it with a greater cosmic plan and purpose. And because of world conditions, we could say this festival has added significance. We're still in the midst of the COVID crisis, and all around the world there's civil unrest. So the Festival of Goodwill today offers an opportunity to anchor the light of a new day in the hearts and minds of our humanity as we stand at a momentous choice point, either remaining stuck in the prison of separation or hatred, or liberating ourselves and moving forward to something new that is founded on higher values and soul qualities. Let me just say that the version of the Great Invocation that Diana will be using in the meditation today refers to the coming one. It says, "May the coming one return to earth." So let me say just a few words about the doctrine of avatars. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, who represents the soul or the Christos, Christ presence, declares, "Whenever there is a withering of the law and an uprising of lawlessness on all sides, then I manifest myself for the salvation of the righteous and the destruction of such as do evil, for the firm establishing of the law, I come to birth, age after age." So all throughout history, there's been this anticipation, this waiting for the coming one. And this anticipated coming one is known by different names in the different world traditions. For instance, for the Jewish people, it is the Messiah. And for some of the Muslim sects, it's the Imam Mahdi. And for Christians, it's the return of the Christ. And for Buddhists, it's the coming of the Lord Maitreya. So rather than see this in religious terms, let's see it in pure spiritual terms. And what if the coming one and the accompanying band of helpers can be seen as universal first responders, responding to the desperate and despairing cry from the heart of a divided humanity? So these first responders are coming to help us. They're not coming to bail us out, but they're coming to, quote, "show us the light we seek and give us the strong aid of their compassion and wisdom." So this Festival of Goodwill that we're celebrating today is when our one human family can open its heart and unleash the power of love into the world. It's a time when we can consciously bring ourselves into alignment with the presence of a greater love. So taking a deep breath and holding this in heart and mind, Diana will now lead us in the meditation.
Thank you, Michael, and everybody at Meditation Mount. So we get to do this, gathering consciousnesses with each other and around the world for the Festival of Humanity, of Gemini, the dissemination, the outpicturing of the work of Aries and its collection of that impressionistic material into Taurus, where it begins to form and concretize into thoughts and thought forms and creations. And then now in Gemini, it moves out into the world through our collective group awareness and by our own coherence, light to light, light to light. And even before we go into the meditation, see if you can sense that light, that abiding light that is always there. That light from all the way to Sirius, that shines down and through and all the atmospheres and all the fields and all the planes into this vehicle, this self, and tune your instrument. Just like when Michael played the perfect A, that we tune our instruments, soul with self, and with each other, that creates the group coherence, that symphonic sound that happens when two or more are gathered, that greater consciousness that can expand beyond ourselves for this collected energy that has been held in the vessel. Remember the water of Wesak. We drank the water. So we've been collecting this energy in the vessel that now we pour. And it's like the Aquarian image of pouring out on this great, big, powerful full moon. When the energies come closer, where we can more experience the divine plan in our own vehicles. So here we are, and here we go. So when you're ready to, make yourself comfortable where you are. And just before we go into it, just say the phrase inside your heart. As above, so below. As above, so below. On earth as it is in heaven, right? As in heaven, as on earth. As above, so below. We make that tuning, that linking, that refocusing of love, wisdom, second ray, which is what we're standing in right now, in this particular full moon energy. Gemini energy with full moon in Sag. And organize ourselves to light. And so as you start to enter the sacred space, sense the truth of I am light in form. I am light in form. We're already linking up. I am light in form. I am soul incarnated. I am soul incarnate. I am light in form. I am light informed. And as we are aware of our soul, this is how, that is the translating device, right? The soul to the self. We make our first step in to the silence beginning now. As you align the physical body from our physical center, you can take a breath here. And as you exhale or Om, align the physical body. And from the center of the heart, of the emotional self, take a breath, inhale. And exhale, balancing the emotional body. And from the center of mind, the mental body, take a breath, inhale. And as you exhale, balancing the mental body. In this full moon, Gemini, the festival for humanity, us, here on earth, feel the connection with all other souls, all light beings, all awarenesses. Feel the link of we are a one life. We are connected. And feel that heart connection, that love, wisdom connection to all beings. To all beings. Om in the heart. Connected by heart. And feel that heart chakra open, blooming into this meditation. And feel a line of light from the heart center connecting to the center of the earth, the mother of the world. And from the center of the heart, sending a line of light now up into the head center to take your seat. As conscious soul. Being very aware of the light of the soul. That soul point and the head center's connection from the cave, aware of the soul that creates an atmospheric conditioning and preparedness for deep meditation and impression by light. And from this position of the head center, sensing the masters and teachers, all the way through Shambhala, letting that Shambhalic light influence our planet and ourselves. And sensing that highest note, Sirius, that rings like a bell through the universe of a perfect note of peace and consciousness. And standing receptive to all of this. And in some moments, we will move into the silence for about 10 minutes to allow ourselves to connect to all of this radiance. And the seed thought for tonight's full moon meditation is, I organize myself with the light of the divine plan. I organize myself with the light of the divine plan. I organize myself in the light of the divine plan. I organize myself in the light of the divine plan. I organize myself in the light of the divine plan and share this light. I grow and I glow. Allow these energies from this deep, broad, wide, vast meditation to organize in the mind, in the brain, to thought forms now and through these next days. Being part of that cohesive love on the planet, a united humanity. We are one life. We are one life. Om. And we'll close with the great invocation, which is powerful on this particular full moon. This is great, the World Invocation Day. And if you know it, you can say it with me. And if you have never heard it, just let it energetically do that alchemical co-respondence. Note for note, light for light. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. So let's stay for a moment in this downpouring of love. It's an outpouring from the heart of the star Sirius into our solar system. And the divine love that pours out of Sirius is the light of love of the cosmic Christ as it floods into our solar system and enters our planet. So let us both sense and see ourselves standing as one united group. And our group then is connected with other groups around the world at the time of this meditation. So geographically, although we're spread around the world, we are one group, we are one heart, we are one soul. And in a moment from this particular deep place, we're going to pour out the blessings from our group chalice into the world. And we're going to send out great waves of light and loving kindness, seeing them stream out into the hearts and minds of all our sisters and brothers, everyone in this one human family. And this power of love will ignite a realization of our own essential divinity and the fact that the fire of love burns within each human heart. Remember, goodwill is divine love expressed on earth. So let us send out 3 waves of loving kindness. Let's pulse this love from the heart of our group. See it circulating around the world as a blessing as we sound the Tibetan bowl 3 times. So each time it's sounded, pulse a wave of love around the world to ignite the fire of love in each human heart. So we're reminded that this Festival of Goodwill is also called the Festival of Humanity. It's a call to love and to serve. So let us close with an ancient text, which is a pledge of service. And these words are taken from the Arya Shantideva. May we become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with oceans to cross, a bridge for those with rivers to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, a place of refuge for those who lack shelter, and a servant to all in need. So thank you deeply for your presence and participation in the Festival of Goodwill. And may it ignite that will to good in our hearts so that we can be those needed agents of loving kindness each day. Thank you and good night from Meditation Mount. Blessings to all beings.